Hey, hello, and welcome back, everybody. Dan John here from danjohnuniversity.com. Today is day 3 of the Big 15. Actually, today is actually a good day. If you were trying to figure out what we're doing, today's not a bad day. So what's going to happen is there's certain plates that we call, we used to call them natural plates, but they're the big plates like 45s, 35s, 25s. And what's good about today's workout is basically, and I'm not going to do it because today's big plates day. So I'm going to start off with 95, which is 2 25s, and end up with, in the snatch, with 135, which is 2 45s. So this is going to show you kind of a little bit clearer how the weights go if you use traditional barbells. Now, I almost feel like I'm a relic right now because I use pounds, and B, I'm talking about big plates and stuff like that in the Olympic lifting world. And of course now everyone does the 1 kilo jumps, and so things are, I'm sort of aging myself with today's program. But I think today is a good example of how the program progresses as we go. Today we start off with 95 in the snatch, end up with 135, and then the clean and jerk we start off with 115, and we end up with 155, so those 40-pound jumps. If you were using kilos, this would be a pretty natural day too, because you're looking at about you're looking at essentially a 20 kilo jump day, which is pretty workable. It's in the ballpark of figuring stuff out if you're going to have to slide this program around. Traditionally, you could have said this program should have been done with 2.5 kilo jumps, but it's how you make it work. And that's isn't that the answer to so many things? Just for reference, I lifted this morning. I had my traditional morning workout, went for a walk, I ate, and then this is that afternoon. I wouldn't say I'm tired at all, but it's just a reminder that I am adding this to my other training, which may or may not be a good idea. Let's get started. First set of 3 in the snatch. Not so bad. So these are warm-up lifts. The other thing I'm experimenting with today is I'm trying to set up my gym so it's a little bit easier for me to do Olympic lifting videos. So today I will not be doing Instagram. One thing about these Olympic lifting workouts is you're always sort of out of breath, and it just doesn't matter. I went back to some of my journals from the 70s, and it's just interesting to look, back when Dick Notmeyer had me do basically something like this 3 days a week, and how hard it was to keep my body weight up, add body weight. I had that initial burst where I put on 40 pounds in 4 months, 20 kilos, right around 20 kilos in 4 months. And then I got stuck at 202 for a while, slid up to 208. When we started training a little less, I got up to my collegiate weight of 218 to 231. So 99 to 105 kilos. That's where I kind of stuck for the rest of my career, until they told me at the Olympic Training Center to get some weight on, and it actually hurt me as a discus thrower, so that's kind of funny, but we'll talk later. So, 95, 100, 105. When I redo this workout, as I always do, I am going to change the clean and jerk numbers a little bit. The original program, Big 21, was 3 sets of 5. I moved this to 3 sets of 3. By thinking the clean and jerk, that's a little bit of overkill, I'm thinking. But I'll figure it out. But it's just one of those things where I think you're getting a lot of clean and jerk reps in, but I'm not sure that really carries over to what you need on the platform. I don't know. The old your mileage may vary thing, yeah. Good. And now, singles. The left side's acting funny today. I don't know what it is. Oh. I get some interesting questions because I make big statements about the Olympic lifts. Like I say, probably too often, that if all you did was a snatch and clean and jerk and then go for walks, you know, you do basically everything you would ever need to do. That's a big statement. Needs big evidence, but over and over in my career, both as an athlete and a coach, I've just seen this to be true. So on the next snatch will be where I'm starting my clean and jerks today. So that kind of gives me an idea that I'm kind of sort of halfway through. You know. People who do this program often tell me that workouts about 3 to 6 are when they really start to discover that their conditioning has improved, which is, you know, kind of fascinating. Because workouts 1 and 2, you're starting going up the mountain, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6, you kind of like, okay, I got this. And 7, 8, 9, they're tough days. They are tough days. The weights you finish on day 1 are the weights you start on day 9. So, yeah, and it just seems to happen like that, which is part of the reason I think this program has kind of stood the test of time, at least with me. Few people use it, frankly, but that's just not unusual. Okay. probably hear my grandson upstairs. It's funny, I got a negative comment on YouTube about my advice, and the commenter said that instead they should listen to Brett Contreras, which is funny because if you know Brett's story, we met before anyone even heard of his name, and he said, I got this idea about being the glute guy, and I'm the person who really pushed him into that direction, telling him that he'd be the biggest name in the business. Little did I know that years later, someone would take me to task for, not being as good as Brett. So I guess it's time to put me out to pasture. Just, do it quick. That's all I'd ask. Okay, I think, 2 to go. Another listener pointed out that I don't use bumper plates and I should use bumper plates. So somebody got on me not long ago, and just a kind of a stupid statement, didn't it? I said something along the lines of, you don't have to prove to all 7 billion of us that you're an idiot. I deleted it because, it's probably some 15-year-old zit-faced kid from Nebraska or something like that. Or lately, a 15-year-old zit-faced kid from India, which I'm surprised at how many. I really have a lot of followers who are very bright from India. But occasionally, every country, boy, we have our share in this great land. Last snatch, this is 135, just over maybe 61 kilos-ish. This is a lift that, it's not heavy or anything, but it gives me an idea, 6 workouts from now where I'm going to be. And one thing Mike Warren Brown told me, he was concerned at my last few weightlifting meets that I haven't really gone heavy enough in training, and I think that's cost me on the platform. So this is a much more appropriate Olympic lifting program than a lot of the other stuff I do. Now, Easy Strength for Fat Loss with Olympic lifting is a great program, and it got my body weight down 16 kilos, 35 pounds. But it's not a great program for getting on the platform at Olympic lifting meet. So you always have to do this with your training programs. Okay, so snatches are finished. My loads were 95 for 3, 100 for 3, 105 for 3, 110 from 3, 115 for 3, 120 for 3, 125, 110, 115, 120, 125, 130, and 135, all for singles. As I told you, there's certain loads that are easier to deal with than others. These 10s come off, and then I'll clean and jerk. So I'm going to begin with 115, and like I mentioned earlier, We're going to build our way up to 155. Hardest thing to understand about this particular workout is that, yeah, days 7, 8, 9 are hard, but it sneaks up on you. It just sneaks up on you. But when you finish the 3 weeks, 3 days a week, day 1, day 2, day 3, week 2, 4, 5, 6, week 3, 7, 8, 9, math. When you finish that block, if you're going to lift in a meet, depending on how old you are and how quickly you recover, you could go the 3 weeks prep. Monday and Wednesday, simply practice your technique with light loads and then go heavy on Saturday. If you have other concerns, you can do the 3 weeks, and then you could do 2 weeks of like bodybuilding or conditioning, repeat the big 15, 3 more weeks, and then deload. It just depends on what your needs are and where you are in life. Right now, I'm experimenting with the big 15 at my current age, which I have to be careful because I used to do this when I was in my 30s, and I did this when I was in my 40s, and I didn't do it in my 50s, I'll be honest with you. So 30s and 40s, and now I'm in my 60s doing it, and I have to re-gauge how this program impacts me. This may shock some of you, so hold on tight. Being in your mid-60s is different than being in your mid-20s or 30s. There, I said it. All right. I'm pretty sure I said in an earlier video that I was missing jerks, but my problem wasn't the jerk, it was McLean. And it's a principle you can't emphasize enough. In kettlebells, a bad press, always start with the clean. In Olympic lifting, a bad jerk, look at the clean. Okay. And as I told you last time, those triples in the clean jerk always get me tired. This is my journal. So as I said last time, I taped the workout on this side. My to-do list is right here, a very short one today. On this side is the date, my weigh-in, and then later today I'll fill in everything I did physically, including, well, usually not every meal, but if I if I do something stupid, I'll make sure it's in there. Or if I do something really valiant, I'll put that in there. I apologize. Thought I had that off. But I think it's very important to me to keep, it's very important for me to keep an accurate journal. I always joke I'm new at this. I started in 1971 is when I started my journal. And the value is just through the roof, my friends. So on this side, it'll be my daily workout, my diet, if I sauna, if I always meditate every day. If I do an extra meditation, I'm gonna do an extra walk today. And on this side is my business, my to-do list, my make this appointment to go to that doctor. That's my to-do list before I go to bed. And then as I go through the day, I'll make little notes to myself. Like if I called somebody, I'll make sure I have that in there. Or if I set something up, I'll make sure I have it in there. That was a series of embarrassing things with the phone and the dropping the pen. If I remember, I'll tell you the story about cleaning my leaves yesterday. Okay, so yesterday I cleaned it. During the winter, leaves keep coming down and they get inside different places. So I cleaned up my leaves yesterday and I had a sneezing attack. Must have gone for 20 minutes. And when I came in to film today, I just opened this door and that leaf dust came in here. So I had to put the work off for a few minutes while I had to deal with all that leaf stuff. It's kind of funny, you know? My friend John Powell once had a very bad performance up in Oregon, and he said that, you know, an appendectomy didn't bother him. This didn't bother him. But the pollen in Eugene, Oregon just about took him down. And I always thought that was kind of a funny story. Because if those of you who do have allergies, or any physical condition really, you probably have a story about how you got taken down by some simple tiny little thing. All right, well, I'm still out of breath. Let's do the next set. And that'll be it for the threes, which is nice. My thought is maybe on the next time to do doubles or maybe just singles on the clean and jerk because it's so much bigger of a movement and heavier than the snatch. If you have any thoughts, share them with me down below in the comments, okay? Or over there on the forum at Dan John University. If you do, and if you don't share. Thank you. You might be different, but for me, when I finish the triples in the clean and jerk, I feel like I'm basically finished. I really do. So triples, 115, 120, 125. And now, yeah, sorry. Math. And now, ideally, as we kind of charge through, now it's just clean and jerks. One thing about rest periods, you're seeing exactly my rest periods. I certainly talk to you as an audience, but when I'm talking, I'm using it as a rest period. One of the things, one of the smarter RKC2 candidates figured out that when there's too much stress or they're too winded as a group, I'll come in and tell them a story or explain something in detail, and she figured out that, wait a second, he's using this not only to teach, but to bring our jets down. So however you do it, I guess you could use a timer or something like that. Somebody asked me if you do it every minute on the minute. I'm like, God, I don't know, triples in the clean and jerk every minute on the minute. I mean, that, I don't know, that wouldn't give you very much time. So yeah, well, do I rest a minute? Back when I was young doing this, the full big workout, yeah, I don't know, the workouts took a while. I mean, it's 63 total reps versus 30, but we would just try to knock through it. And again, it was only 3 weeks a year or 6 weeks a year, depending if we did it once or twice. And as I've mentioned before, if that 4th week, so this is done, we just do some general fun stuff and do a lot of extra drills. During the 5th week, almost universally, my athletes got personal records in all the throwing events. So this is one of those workouts where you pull that bow back, you pull the bow back, you pull the bow back. And on workout 9 on that last clean and jerk, you let the arrow go and you're finished. You don't do more, which is, boy, it's a tough lesson. Enough is enough is the hardest lesson you'll learn. So, we're moving at a good clip. I would say this is just fine. Could I go faster? Oh yeah. Could I go slower? Wouldn't be a bad idea, but I want to be breathing hard when I finish. I want to be like, oh yeah, that was, but I don't want to be dead. So there you go. Okay. And of course, Monday is day 4, so if I work too hard on day 3, I don't want to lose anything on day 4. If you're going Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So, we're coming in on the end of this. Feel good. My training's going well overall. I also figured out that I'm gonna start doing, so I set up the camera and the speakers and the camera and the microphone and some other stuff, hoping that I'll be able to kind of keep this as so I only have to move 1 or 2 things when I do a video, which is a lot easier than I used to have to do. Just a thought. Okay. feels good. It's funny, I've done this with much more load than this when I was younger. And I kind of wish I could go back in time and talk to little Danny about this variation. And I also talked to him about loaded carries and running more hills. Gotta tell you, loaded carries, Olympic lifts, heavy hands, hill sprints, so much better than so much of the junk I do. Just so much better. Yeah. Okay. Three more of those. Yeah, this is good. It's a good program. The bulk of my career, I overtrained. And when I'd finally get hurt or something like that, or have to retire because of this or that, everything just suddenly got easier. And I got stronger, and then I overtrain and go back to square one. That's why easy strength was such a revelation to me. That easy strength, heavy hands combination, it's done so much good things for people. And it took me this long to accept it, put it together, whatever. I guess that's the nature of the beast, I guess, huh? Okay. This will be the last one. And there was a good question, not online, but in person. Somebody asked me, if the weights feel heavier as they get heavier. And it's a good question in a weird way, because that opening snatch, set of 3, can feel heavy, and then, 7, 8, 9, 10 reps later, it's like, oh, I got this. With the clean and jerk, I don't suggest going extremely weirdly heavy so that you can keep coming back and improve that. But it is interesting that the concept of what heavy feels like subtly changes in these 3 weeks. I'm thinking about, after I finish this round, I'm going to get back to doing some frog stance deadlifts, just to get used to picking up some heavier weights for a while. But I need conditioning more than I need strength, so I'm going to try to balance that idea with conditioning. So, and that's, to me, that's how you keep playing the game. You fix this problem comes up, you fix that, this thing comes up, and if you take it seriously enough, you can do this for a long time. Yeah, a long time, man. Okay, last set, best set. Don't wipe your sweaty face. And we're finished. Thank you so much. Day 3, Big 15 program. It's So that last clean and jerk today was 155. Started off with 115. Next time I'll start off with 100, finish with 140 clean and jerk, 120, and finish off the 160. None of these, it's weird. Back in the day I could have done this with kilos, but that's the way it goes. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon.